Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today I'm going to tie some things together. I've said for a long time on this channel that, you know, once you do a certain amount of videos on or once you do a certain amount of anything on one thing, they call it specialization for a reason. You focus in on any one thing for long enough, and it's almost like you can almost see around corners, and your memory delivers things up. Well, my memory delivers a lot of things up today, and what I'm going to show you, I'm not saying it's all in stone, that it's all tied together. You can make your own decisions, but it is going to be interesting, especially if you haven't been around for a while, so strap in. Okay, zero hedge. First I want to show a couple things about what's going on in the world. There goes the job market. The zero hedge initial claims 264,000. Expected was 245,000, highest since October 2021. And then we have another one from zero hedge. There it is. Jamie Dimon. Regulators should look at short selling ban on banks. Buckle up. The White House says it's monitoring short selling pressure on bank stocks from Goldman. Short selling ban is imminent. So what do? If you have a fiat monetary system and a government that doesn't want their friends on Wall Street to ever be harmed, well, you do things like bailouts. You do things like short ban selling if it affects your friends' stocks. This poisons the free market, folks. I don't care what they call it. They're coming to an end of this awful system called the Federal Reserve that never should have been created, and was literally created by 5 or 6 of the richest families in the world to create a monopoly on money. And it looks like it's coming to an end, and I'm hoping it's going to be replaced with something so much better and so much more honest and transparent. Now, Jason Cousins, CEO of Glint, who I met at XRP Las Vegas, had a really good tweet thread here. The truth about the banking crisis. Follow the thread. Regional banks face a major crisis with deposit flight from the banking sector. The Treasury's assurance of federally insured deposits isn't enough to resolve the problem. In an extreme scenario, the Fed and Treasury may have to consider a gate or lock on U.S. bank deposits akin to the Federal Reserve Act in 1934. This could prevent depositors from instantly withdrawing funds. Banks are like hedge funds, and when the deposits are withdrawn quickly, it can reveal their true weakness. The flight of deposits is driven by low interest rates on deposits and higher returns elsewhere, like money market mutual funds. And it goes on, but you get the point. And this is one of the reasons Glint is one of my sponsors. Glint is not a bank account. It's your own separate account. And it allows you to do a few things. I'm going to show them to you if you've never seen this. You can buy gold in the Glint account. You can have your gold in there. You can save, of course. You can send gold to your friends, and you can spend it. You get a Glint debit MasterCard. The link to that will be in the top of the description. Now let's move along. After this one, I'm going to start to open some of your eyes about some things I've seen. Emi Yoshikawa, who is with Ripple out of Japan. What's her title? It doesn't show her title here. But anyway, she's talking about a conference that Ripple's going to be a diamond partner of. Now, we showed you this video in the last clip, but I want to show you this clip that Cowboy Crypto, who is the official cowboy of the Digital Asset Investor channel, he showed before, and I wanted to show this portion again from Brad Garlinghouse in Dubai.
Well, the case against Ripple by the United States SEC started 2.5 years ago, so it's certainly been a bit frustrating and slow, but the good news is we're at the end of that journey. And while others in the crypto industry might be at the beginning of that journey, the silver lining for Ripple has been that we're kind of at the end. sometime, I would say, between the next 2 and let's say 6 months, I expect a resolution. The judge in the United States has been fully briefed. She has the decision on her plate. A federal judge can operate on whatever timeline in this case, she would like. But I'm optimistic we're going to see resolution, I believe, before the end of Q3.
Now, he said in here that we're at the end of that journey while others in the crypto industry might be at the beginning. I believe we're looking at the rising, we're potentially looking at the what we've always talked about as that rising of the Phoenix moment. And when I say the rising of the Phoenix, I kind of say XRP and XLM. We'll get into all that. But we're talking about the potential of XRP. And what else is built on the same technology as XRP? That would be XLM. My question is, if XRP gets clarity, does XLM get clarity by default because it's the only other digital asset out there that's built on the same tech? Okay. Now, I want you to follow along because here we go. I've look, maybe 3 years ago now, I was linking PayPal, Elon Musk, and I said this has to do when Greg Kidd on that interview I did with him said intergalactic currency, that set me on a path. I've shown you that PayPal and those guys, their original vision was to have a world reserve currency, and then PayPal Galactic came along, and we're seeing what's going on now. It's right in front of your face if you watch. Now watch what I'm about to show you. So then this is the BIS, and remember you had Brad Garlinghouse in the room in Switzerland a few years ago. The BIS, the big fat man, you had him sitting in the front, remember? You had Christine Lagarde sitting there. So watch a little, this is about Project Polaris, which is for offline payments with CBDCs. Watch this, just part of this.
In our fast moving,
I might get this thing, I'm going to go ahead and warn you, this could get a copyright hit, and if it does, I'm going to take the video out, and what you'll see is you'll see it, and you'll just have to go to 801_XRP's thread. You can watch the thing yourself.
Hyper-connected world, the way we use money to make payments and do business is changing. Many countries are increasingly relying on digital online payment systems instead of cash. But our growing dependency on these online systems can affect our ability to pay when they become unavailable due to system outages, cyber attacks, or even natural disasters. Being able to make payments when offline could provide a solution. An offline payment is a payment between two parties which are not connected to a ledger system. The ability to make offline payments when systems are unavailable could improve the resilience of payment systems and provide backup during a crisis.
Think you're going to use mining for something like that? So what are the words that they've always used, folks? Let's go over some of them. Well, we have to have financial inclusion. Well, what does that mean? That means that you've got to include people who have not been included in the financial system before now. Those are people in rural areas of Africa, like in the Ripple commercials. How do you bring them in? You have to have low orbit satellites like what Elon Musk has been putting up with Starlink. And now all of a sudden we see Elon Musk pop up with Vast, that new Jed McCaleb company. So, and then on top of that, offline payments. Well, that reminded me of something, and I'll show it real quick. This was from Panda Ripple XRP. I met him in Singapore back in the day, 2019. He says this is huge. This is when they were talking about XRP Ledger's proof of payments protocol called XPOP. It's a viable prototype of a system that allows users to initiate XRP transfers offline. Well, what is it? And I'm not saying that this is fully functional. I'm not saying that this is it. I'm just saying they were working on it. Okay, it was in the works. It's the first place I ever saw it. So then this project coming out of the BIS, where they're trying to do these offline payments, is called Polaris. Well, when I saw this, it immediately reminded me of the North Star, Polaris, which is, and I'll show you the Wikipedia page in a minute, but it immediately reminded me of when I was in Sunday school and they would tell the story of Jesus and you would see the North Star. That's what that reminded me of. How could CBDC work offline, okay? So, what is Polaris? Polaris is star in the northern circular constellation of Ursa Minor. It's designated as this North Star, Pole Star. Well, look right here. What does that look like? This is on the Wikipedia page for North Star, is for Polaris, okay? What does that look like? I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like Stellar's website. It looks just like Stellar's website. Okay, I've talked about this for a long time. All right, and then you got, let me see, I was looking for the Kendra Hill thing. Here it is. All right, and then look at this, okay? Follow me, folks, because here we go. I've talked about Kendra Hill a lot on this channel. And yeah, okay, a lot of this is speculation. Guilty as charged. I'm a speculator. That's how I got in digital assets. That's what I do. So I've never understood this whole thing. Oh, that's wild speculation. You can't do that. Well, yeah. Matter of fact, I can, because that's how I got in this. If you're buying digital assets, you're a bigger speculator than anybody in the world. It's almost the equivalent of the gold rush in terms of speculation. This is speculation. So yeah, we can speculate, and here we go. Well, this Kendra Hill person was somebody that disappeared off of social media, and I hadn't been fixed. I didn't do a lot of the Riddler stuff, and I never held anything against anybody that did, and all that, Bearable Guy and all that stuff. And I never really focused on a lot of that stuff. But I have gotten my attention caught by a few people that would pop up and say some things, and then they disappear. One of them was called Rachel Lee. One of them was called Tony, forgot his last name. But Kendra Hill was one of them. And Esoteric XRP pointed this out in a tweet a long time ago. Kendra Hill revealed a few things back in 2018. And these are things that I'm just thinking about out loud, things I've seen recently. XRP plus XRLM were the chosen ones. I've always held this belief. This is what I've always thought. Number 2, Ripple and Amazon AWS announcement coming. And in one of her write-ups, she said she called it a partnership years in the making. And she said that Amazon had bought 5 billion XRP back in the day. Now, let's just look at this one for a minute. This was out today. This was from a conference that's going on. That's Ripple, central bank digital currencies, and there's AWS right beside it. Okay, maybe just a coincidence. The third one here is that Codius is not dead. Well, this is the Codius website, folks. Codius, many people don't know this, but Ripple, I think it was Stefan Thomas, and I think Evan Schwartz were the two guys that came up with Codius. When Vitalik Buterin literally was sleeping on Stefan Thomas's couch, and I think got the ideas for Ethereum from discussions about Codius, which was the original smart contract platform, and we were told that just went by the wayside. Well, there's a couple of things that we've been watching for the last how many years now? If you talk Flare, the last 3 years we've been talking about Flare, which is the smart contracts platform. But then recently, another one popped up, okay, called Corium. And this is the one done by the Sologenic guys. And look, I'm not saying that either one of those are Codius. I'm just throwing out there that Kendra Hill said Codius is not dead. And here's 2 smart contract platforms that seem to be circling this XRP community. Here's a picture of Brad Garlinghouse with Bob Ross from Sologenic they created the Corium platform. That's the CEO of the and look folks, I'm just talking out loud here. I'm not saying I know anything. I'm just saying, and Naveen Gupta is with them. He seems to be happy to be in the photo there with them. These guys are out of Dubai. I'm not sure, don't quote me, but I think Naveen Gupta may also be out of Dubai. I just think that this picture kind of struck me when you put it against the backdrop of these things. And the final one was well, it wasn't the final one, there was more. Cross-border payments was only a test. The $100 trillion derivatives market is the real target. And then Esoteric says, we're witnessing the development of new megalithic financial infrastructure, interledger protocol. Then we've also got PolySign in this game, PayID, Vega. A lot of stuff going on, folks. And it's very interesting against the backdrop of just all the different things I've seen over the years. My antenna is up. And it's looking at the North Star, and it's looking at Starlink satellites and Elon Musk. Shout out to you, Elon Musk. You know what I hope? You know what my dream is? You know what I think would be the most awesome ending to this story for me? When we went to XRP Las Vegas this past week, you know, you meet all these cool people and nice people, and they've all been in this whole drama. You know, for me, what would be the coolest ending is if Elon Musk walked in the room at some point. And, I mean, that would be cool, because I'm telling you, there's not a doubt in my mind that Elon Musk is somewhere, and I can't prove it, but I've shown a lot of things that lead in that direction. Elon Musk is somewhere in this XRP XLM thing. It's in my gut. My gut's 99.9% right. 99.9% of the time it's right. I could be wrong. Been wrong before, and that's fun. Isn't it fun to speculate, by the way? I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that 99.9% of the time it's right. I just got this feeling. Thank